Good morning everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing about significant figures. Significant figures has 6 guides. For the first one, we have all non-zero digits are significant. Number 2, we have zeros after the last non-zero digit are not significant. For 3, zeros between non-zero digits are significant. Number 4, for numbers greater or than equal to 1, zeros at the right of the decimal point are significant. Number 5, for numbers less than 1, zeros before the first non-zero digit are not significant, while the rest are significant. Lastly, number 6, for numbers that are expressed in the form of m times 10 by the power of n, all of the above rules are only applicable to the coefficient m. The first one, all non-zero digits are significant. Let's see some examples for guide number 1. Letter A, we have 34,519 meters. So there are no zeros over there. It's basically 3, 4, 5, 1, and 9. So all of them are significant because it's not 0. That means you can say it's 5 significant figures. For letter B, we have 82,673 kilometers. There is also no 0 over there. That means we have 5 significant figures, which is 8, 2, 6, 7, and 3. Letter C, we have 937,719. There are no zeros over here, so it's gonna be 6 significant figures. In this rule number 1, it's just basically every number that's not 0 is considered as significant figure, so it's quite easy to answer this one. For letter D, we have 1984717, which has no 0 as well, so since there are 7 digits, there should be also 7 significant figures. For letter E, we have 5274, which has 4 digits, so it's 4 significant figures. For letter F, we have 155382. There are 6 letters, so it's 6 significant figures. For letter G, we have 13,719 miles. There is 5 digits, so it's considered as 5 significant figures. For letter H, we have 35 feet, which is 2 digits, so it's gonna be 2 significant figures. Moving to rule number 2, we have zeros after the last non-zero digit are not significant. So every number after the non-zero digit, especially the 0 one, it's not significant. Let's see the examples. For letter A, we have 120,000. Now, the last non-zero digit is 2. After that, it's all 4 zeros, which is not significant. So it's only 2 significant figures over here. For letter B, we have 216,000, which ends at 6 and 3 leftover zeros. So we have only 3 digits left that is not non-zero. So it's gonna be 3 significant figures. For letter C, we have 254,600 miles. It ends at 6, so there are only 4 digits, which is not non-zero digit. So it's gonna be 4 significant figures. For the fourth one, we have 814,560 feet, which is 5 significant figures because there's 1 0 at the end, and there's only 5 digits, which is not non-zero, so it's considered as 5 significant figures. For E, we have 7725490. Now this one ends at 9, and the other one is 0. There's only 6 digits here, which is not non-zero digits, so it's gotta be 6 significant figures. For letter F, we have 5,000 centimeters. Now for this one, there's only one number that's not a zero, so it's considered as one significant figure. For letter G, we have 48,900 decimeter. So it's gotta be 3 significant figures because there's 2 zeros among them. For H, we have 128,71970. So it's gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 significant figures. Rule number 3, we have zeros between non-zero digits are not significant. Let's see the examples. Now for this one, zeros between the non-zero digits are significant. So even if you put a lot of them between non-zero digits, they are still considered as significant. Let's look at example A. We have 32005 Newtons. So we can see 2 zeros in the middle of 2 and 5, which means they are all significant. So we have 5 significant figures. For letter B, we have 2140008. So we have 3 zeros in the middle and 4 non-zero digits, which means we have 7 significant figures. For letter C, we have 139401. There's only 1 zero between 4 and 1. So it's gotta be 6 significant figures. For letter D, we have 70023. So there's only 2 zeros between 7 and 2. It's gotta be 5 significant figures. For letter E, we have 102. So it's gotta be 3 significant figures because they only have 1 zero between them. For letter F, we have 73082 kilometers. There's only 1 zero between 3 and 8, so it's gotta be 5 significant figures. For letter G, we have 550072. There are 2 zeros between 5 and 7, so it's gonna be 6 significant figures. And lastly, for H, we have 2021, which has 4 digits and there's only 1 zero, so it's gotta be 4 significant figures. Rule number 4, we have for numbers greater than or equal to 1, zeros at the right of the decimal point are significant. So if the number is greater than 1 or it's 1, then all of the numbers at the right side are all significant. Let's look at the examples. Example number 1, we have 1.00, which has 2 zeros on the right, and also it's 1. It's bigger than 1 or it's equal to 1, so everything on the right is considered significant, so it's got to be 3 significant figures. For letter B, we have 2005.30. So everything's significant here. It's got to be 7 significant figures. And as for letter C, we have 5.75000. So all of them are going to be significant, which is 6 significant figures. For letter D, we have 144.50, which is going to be 5 significant figures. And for the fifth, we have 2.0. Now this one has only 2 digits, but it's still greater than 1, so it's going to be significant figures. So there's 2 of the digits, then it's going to be 2 significant figures. For F, we have 24.50. There are 4 digits, so we got to write it as 4 significant figures. For G, we have 1.5600. It's got to be 5 significant figures since it's still bigger than 1. For the last one, we have 2480. It's still greater than 1, so we got to consider it as 4 significant figures. For the fifth guide, we have for number less than 1, zeros before the first non-zero digit are not significant while the rest are significant. So, if it's 0, then zeros before the first non-zero digit is not significant. For the first one, for example, we have 0.234. Now the 0 doesn't count as significant because it's before the first non-zero digit, which is 2. So there's only 3 significant figures over here. For letter B, we have 0.0030056. Now the non-zero starts at 3 and ends at 6, and there's only 5 digits from there. So it's going to be 5 significant figures. For letter C, we have 0.000800700 kilometers. It starts at 8 and then 8 ends at 0. There are 7 digits over there, so it's going to be 7 significant figures. For letter D, we have 0.050 milli. So it's going to be 2 significant figures because it starts at 5. For letter E, we have 0.28040. It starts already with the non-zero digit, so it's all 5 significant figures. For letter F, we have 0.4600 millimeters. It starts at 4 and ends at 0, so there are going to be 4 significant figures. For letter G, we have 0.1 kilograms. Now this one only has 1 significant figure because 0 is not counted as significant figure and 1 is counted as significant figure, so there's only 1 significant figure. For letter H, we have 0.375 grams, which is 3 significant figures. Now for the last guide, we have for numbers expressed in the form of m times 10 by the power of n. All of the above rules are only applicable to the coefficient m. Let's look at examples. For letter A, we have 2.00 times 10 raised to the power of 23 centimeter. Now, the m coefficient here is the 2.00, so we only apply it to that one. Since it's greater than 1, 2.00 is considered as 3 significant figures. For letter B, we have 1.560, so it's still greater than 1, so it's going to be considered as 4 significant figures. For letter C, it's 2.25, so we're going to count it as 3 significant figures. For letter D, we have 25 times 10 by the power of 24 kilograms. Now this one only has 2 significant figures, which is 25, so it's going to be counted as 2 significant figures. For letter E, we have 23.67. There are 4 digits over there, so it's going to be counted as 4 significant figure. For letter F, we have 2.61 times 10 raised to the power of 6 is equals to 3 significant figures. For G, we have 3.052. Now it has 0 at the front, but still it's greater than 1, so all of them are considered significant figures. So it's 4 significant figures. For letter H, 0.5. Now this one is lower than 1, so zeros before the first non-zero digit is considered not significant. Since it's 0.5, so it's going to be considered as 1 significant figure, which is the 5. Now let's try to identify how many significant figures. For number 1, we have 23,754, which has no zeros. This is guide number 1, so it's going to be 5 significant figures. Let's try number 2, 245,600. Now this is also guide number 1, which has 2 zeros at the end, so it's not going to be count. So It has 4 significant figures. Number 3, we have 64,120, which has 0 at the end. This is also guide number 1. So it's gonna be 4 significant figure. For number 4, this is guide number 2, which is 0 between a non-zero digit. The 0 for guide number 2 is between 5 and 2. Meanwhile, the other 0 is at the end, so it's not going to be counted. So we only have 4 significant figures over here. For 5, we have 120,040. This also applies to guide number 2 and 1. It has a 0 at the end, so it's not counted, while you have 2 zeros in the middle. So it's counted as 5 significant figures. For number 6, we have 2008.005. It's greater than 1. So everything is counted here. So it's gonna be 7 significant figures. For number 7, we have the m times 10 raised to the power of we have the m times 10 raised to the power of n here. So we only look at the m, which is 2.50. Now it's greater than 1, so the 0 is also counted. So we have 3 significant figures over here. And last one, we have 1.5000. So 1.5000 is greater than 1, so it's all counted, so it's going to be 5 significant figures. Thank you for watching. I hope you understood the lesson very well.